Bauman.
No, no. Oh, it's okay. Actually, I don't know.
Letter R stands for Roy.
Roy?
Yes, Glenn Roy Bauman.
I like it. All right. How old were you when you were drafted?
I was 19 when I was drafted.
And the date that, what year did
That would have been 1965.
Okay. When did you meet Mama?
My first date with my mom was December 1963.
Ah, okay. So when you were drafted, you had applied as a conscientious objector, right?
Yes. Yes, naturally when you turn 18, you had to go down to Philadelphia and go through a physical and all that stuff. And when I did all my registration, I registered as a conscientious objector.
Okay. Could you explain why you did that?
One of the things that I was taught from my parents and from our church is that we did not believe in war. We believed that as Christians we needed to love our country, love our fellow people, and love our enemies. And I felt that I could not join or sign up for a government that wanted me to go off to war or go off fighting.
Right. Okay. When you were drafted, what was your situation with Mama? Were you guys engaged at that point, or were you married?
We were engaged. How was that? We were talking about engagement and marriage with the idea that we probably would get engaged in January and get married in June, but in the midst of that conversation, I got drafted.
Yes.
So we decided to get engaged in September and got married January 1st, 1966.
Okay, so that did influence your engagement.
It did. It upped our wedding probably about 6 months.
Okay, wow. Were you in complete agreement with Papa about him deciding to go to service and you to follow him?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How old were you at the time?
When we got married, or when
Well,
we decided?
When you decided to go.
19 also.
What did you do?
We went to Indiana, and we had 2 weeks of meetings, and then they decided for us, with knowing what talents we had and gifts we had, where we would best be suited.
Okay. And what was that?
We were house parents of anywhere up to 13 other young men and women who chose to go into voluntary service, and I was like their cook, washer, dryer, and Pop-Pop worked in a home for the elderly.
Okay. Wonderful. Your parenting and how you decided to bring up your own kids and future generations.
No question. I mean, one of the things that I think both of us believe very strongly is that the whole issue of war is just dead wrong. And when we got drafted, it was the Vietnam War that was going on. And obviously, the chances of me getting involved with war, if I chose to go with the government, obviously were serious as far as going out there and be taught to hate my enemy and all that. And it's just something that I don't think is a Christ-like way at all. And for us then to experience what it is to give of 2 years, I feel very proud that I gave 2 years of my time to the government. I have no problem with that. But I gave my 2 years to the government in an entirely different way in which the government normally would like to see you do it. I think the process for us, for working with a retirement community, helping care for elderly people, was a super way to serve my government. Now, naturally, a lot of people would call me sissy for that, but I just don't think it is that way. And I think also that we tried hard to teach our children the same basic teaching that we were taught when we grew up, is that love your enemies, pray for them, pray for your government leaders and all that, but serve your God and your country in a peaceful way.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
Enjoy the interview.